I want to address a game that I've seen many times. It's comparable to titles you may have heard of: Atlas Reactor, Dirty Bomb, and Paragon. These games were upstarts that wanted to take their respective genres by storm. They invented twists that many would call outrageous or impossible. For example, Paragon made a three-dimensional MOBA with a card system attached. Atlas Reactor made a multiplayer hero-based rock, paper, scissors, turn-based tactic that was essentially its own genre. And Dirty Bomb combined card systems and deck building, heroes, and first-person shooter elements to make one of the fastest and most entertaining shooters I've played in a long time. All of these games went above and beyond towards making something new. Another aspect that they share is that they're all dead now. Outside of a few fan-based revival projects, you can't play these anymore. I want to give Eternal Return a chance and advertise that fact. I played all of the games involved, 2 of them intensely, so when I see another game on the precipice of great success or failure, I want to act. I mostly enjoy these games while they're still around, but Eternal Return is slightly different. It isn't dead or dying. Instead, it's actually in its growth period, and it's at the climax where it may explode in population or slip from our grasp.
That's permanent? So until then, you're just like, you should be hitting people, by the way, guys.
It's a battle royale?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh shit.
I thought it was a MOBA.
I'm close
It's
to
a
you.
MOBA
Yeah,
battle
come to me.
royale.
To start, let's identify what innovative genre Eternal Return is selling. First up, it's a free-to-play, so the cost of admission is zilch. Second, Eternal Return is a genre combination of survival and multiplayer online battle arena, or MOBA. It's inspired by the surge of battle royales and traditional MOBA's success. This combination creates a one-of-a-kind survival game. Compared to other MOBAs, it stands out with unique progression systems, map design, and matchmaking systems. Eternal Return also has the standard new ideas like heroes, items, and mechanics that every new MOBA brings. To get into detail, I'll start with the map design. Eternal Return stands out with a map similar to most battle royales. The twist is it features a map that doesn't slowly close around the center. Areas are randomly closed off until only a tiny portion remains, placed in the last open area. It's a genius feature that even solves some critical complaints I have with MOBAs and battle royales. But more on that later. For now, I want to discuss progression systems. In Eternal Return, players can hunt wildlife, gather items, craft, and explore a strange island. It combines aspects of battle royales and MOBAs into one game. It accomplishes all of this by tying the equipment and item systems into the survival aspects of Eternal Return. Gear, consumables, and components all exist in the world. There are nodes to gather at, animals to hunt, and water to collect or fish in. There are set recipes for gear. Players have gear slots for equipment types and a backpack for storage. Any item in the bag or in a node currently gathered by the player can be used in crafting. The issue presents itself in limited or rare items. Some items are shown to all players and are things to compete over. Items have locations tied to them, some belong to a few areas and some only one. Need a specific item only found on the beach and it's closed off? Tough luck. There's a compelling form of skill expression and menuing and being adaptable with your build and path. Think jungling in League of Legends, but a bit more. Beyond the unique gameplay and clever item systems, there are other progression systems. Skill and leveling change the game drastically. Every action is tied to a skill, which enhances an adjacent stat. Eternal Return encourages rapid play. It can be jarring starting out, but staying active, just running around and killing everything, can help a lot. There's a rhythm to it, and I definitely enjoy that it supports active play. There won't be as many campers and bush-jumping hooligans because it stunts progression. Overall, I like the system. Similar to item paths, a facet of skill expression is tied to how you level up and what you choose to improve. In short, it's neat.
No, David, why?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
God damn it!
And it doesn't just stand on its own feet. There are plenty of ideas here that solve other games' problems. They're subjective but widely supported by vocal members of various games communities. To dive in, Eternal Return solves a few pet peeves I have with MOBAs. First, it provides multiple game modes that allow for a variety of players to queue at a time. Traditionally, MOBAs require a team of 5-on-5. Some exceptions see less, but it's rare to see variety. In Eternal Return, there are 3 options: solo, duo, and squad, or trio. Don't get me wrong, I love 5-mans or even the rare 10-man and the all in-house games, but getting 10 or even 5 grown men to play a game that can last an hour long is a rarity. Eternal Return doesn't just offer opportunities with a variety of squad sizes, but also in length. Ask any Dota or League player how they feel about match times, and you'll hear the same gripe consistently. Matches are too long, and I have too little time. What's worse is matches aren't just long, they're inconsistently long. In League, a game can go from anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, and in Dota, a game can take up to 2 hours long, which is insane. Eternal Return keeps it short and consistent. First off, the map shrinking forces teams or individuals to end the game. In many MOBAs, many players don't know how to end the game, or worse, sadistically like to prolong their win. The shrinking of the field will eventually force all players in the game to fight and die. Eternal Return matches rarely go beyond 20 minutes. It's refreshing to sit down and know the game will be over soon, especially when considering the alternative.
Huh. I think there are new items as well. This is terrifying. I've not played this game in like 3 months and it's changed a lot.
The best part of all of this is that we don't just get to enjoy Eternal Return while it's here, it's actually on the rise. I catch these games in the fall or stagnation most of the time, and it's exhilarating to advertise one while it still has a chance. This is noticeable because updates are still consistent. New heroes are being added, gameplay changes are constant, and they regularly maintain seasonal content. Most of the time, developers of failing or stagnant studios will focus on one of these elements, not all. Furthermore, I've been given the impression that the community's voice is heard, and that's the best sign of a living and breathing game, if you ask me. Seeing this alongside a live roadmap available on their website gives me confidence in this team. And regardless of all I've said, players are still active. According to the charts, people are playing. I can often find a solo, duo, and trio match swiftly, sometimes quicker than Dota or League matches. There are rougher hours in the day, but that's an issue tied to matchmaking segregation and not a lack of players. Eternal Return has a growing player base, and I hope it stays that way.
Like, I know where I hate this type of art style. It's not even, it's like generic, shitty, like modern anime, like production IG anime.
My only issues with the game boil down to two major problems. The game's art direction is tasteless, and its translation creates difficulties with its characters. Overall, my biggest complaint with the art direction also ties back into the faults with the cast. Everything has a stereotypical art style. It all looks generic anime. I can compare Eternal Return to other games and quickly point out the lack of identity with this style. The translation dilemma forces us to choose not to invest in the cast. The writing of the characters is off, it's mistranslated, or just awkward. It's hard to invest in their personal stories when they're structured poorly for English players. Worse, the predicament extends because investing in the characters requires an inquiry into their dialogue. And Eternal Return has some very amateur writing. Between bad performance and awful dialogue, it's hard to listen to.
I shall not disturb the head of the stone statues. I trim plants, they regrow. How disdainful. I only trust my hands.
It culminates in an experience that makes the cast distant. Investing in poor or poorly translated writing and characters that sound awkward and stiff is hard. The easiest thing to do is turn the voice acting off and pick who looks interesting. But despite that, the characters all feel okay. They may lack depth compared to the supergiants of the genre, but that hardly means there isn't any to find. Many characters have unique mechanics, skill shots, and room for mechanical expression. The game is incredibly unusual and does enough to forgive its faults because it's fun. The unique ideas and innovative concepts collaborate to justify its existence plenty. I'd love to see improvements in the characters' voice acting, writing, and style, but for now I'll enjoy what's enjoyable and ignore the rest.
Akshay and I ran in without Nick. That's really what it boils down to. So we just lose. We played pretty well though. I think it's the last group.
Yep.
If not, that'll be the group that wins.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that was last
Okay.
group. That was us. It was literally us 6.
Overall, Eternal Return is not just a new fling. I love seeing new meta, heroes, and ideas in general in the limited MOBA market, but Eternal Return is more than just a few new ideas. It's more than a new meta to study and experience. It's genuinely exciting and fun. I'm hopeful it provides honest competition to the market. And after all, I can't say no to innovation. Or hilariously bad voice acting.
I have been muted this entire time.
Why the fuck did they modernize my anime? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, what? No, I must turn into Lucas and only like certain art styles from
All
the
I'm
fucking
saying
80s.
is that fucking Hajime no Ippo was made in 2000 and it's better than literally any other anime I've ever seen. In terms of
True.
fucking appearance.
Oh, hey, green box. Let's open it. That's lucky.
This shit is soulless. It's like the shitty like hair shading they did in like the early 2000s.
I mean, it's not soulless. It prides itself on gameplay.
No, it's fucking so. No, I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the art style.
Oh, the
Like,
art
it's
style is
like, not
completely
even-
soulless. Have you heard the VA yet?
No, I'm not even really roasting. Like, I'm not even really roasting the game at this point. I'm just roasting the art style. That isn't. Like,
The
the
art
game's
style.
not the only.
The art style is pretty bad though, like unironically.
It's not the only offender, but like I see this shit everywhere.
Machine gunner.
This lady pisses me off with her voice so
Look,
much.
is this like a MOBA Tarkov? Is that what's happening here?
Kind of.
There's a lot of crap.